want to stream in terms of like visual effects and night races in the rain, and you don't get them very often. But they're just unbelievable. Out of the Singapore sling through turn 11 and 12. And down towards the hairpin at turn 13 for the Aston Martin driver of Smalley 76. Just trying to get on that throttle, just trying to feather it through. In towards turn 14. And then just out of the corner. Very safe there, actually, Smalley. It looks like he's got a bit of grip, and you wouldn't usually find that on a slippery surface like Singapore, but he's holding it really well. He's still losing the rears a little bit, but terrific driving for his first outlap. Asters, a 141.9. I didn't realise Asters was there. Here comes Smalley to the line of 144.2, and Deco comes through a 141 flat for the Alpine driver. And I'm just going to refer to him as the Portuguese driver after Deco the footballer. Taz, the Greek driver, to the line in the Mercedes, goes up to P4. And Demir in the Sauber, a 142.1 for the Bosnian. Next is going to be Carlos Sainz, and you'll never guess where he's from, up to P4 with a 143.0. And then we do have Palandavel in the Alpine coming through as well, in towards turn 18 and 19. Just trying to ease off the throttle as he comes through. And it's a 140.8 for Palandavel here in Q1. Remember, if all of these drivers retire before the drivers that they're waiting for to get in, they will all automatically go into Q2. Right, okay, Frosty Jack in the McLaren. We do have another McLaren actually coming through. That is Mummen Rider, the man from Sweden, out of turn 19 to the line. Jonathan is in. He's like, no, Nathan, don't say that. A 141.5 for Mummen Rider. Here comes Shane Bolland, the flying Scotsman. Oh, he's invalidated it. He's run wide out of turn 19. What's going on, Fear Jack? How you doing, mate? So, Cinders invalidates it. Mummen Rider just went in front of him. Here comes Frosty Jack with a Frosty lap to the line. And it's P3, a 141.4. In the rain in Singapore, Asters goes even quicker. That's the thing about Singapore. You can just put a load of fuel in the car and just do lap after lap and get quicker and quicker as that dry line starts to appear on that slippery surface, and Asters has gone even quicker. All the drivers obviously just trying to set a few laps. Shane Bolland might even go again. There is a Sauber coming through. I don't know if he's going into the pit lane. He is. That is Demir just trickling in to the pit lane. You've got to be careful not to cut the line on the pit entry. Very difficult to do around Singapore. You've got to really slam on the brakes and go nice and tight to the wall. We do have another driver. That is Taz coming up to the line, and he's going to go for another lap. That is Palandavel, and Palandavel will come through again, and he is down on his lap time by half a second this time. The Red Bull of Phoenix Gray has gone quickest in Sector 2. The VCAB driver absolutely flying here. Phoenix Gray down in towards turn 16, just slips round. That might have even been quicker than just going round there, as he just drifts around turn 16 and 17, in towards 18 and 19 for Phoenix Gray. Oh, and he's gone a little bit wide. He's just eased off the throttle and up to P4. Improved by 0.6 of a second, but he could have improved by a hell of a lot more had he not have made that mistake coming around the final chicane. So Phoenix Gray up to P4. Jonathan Curran is in now as well. The Dutchie is on an outlap. B-Right is also on an outlap in the VCAB. Shane Bolland coming through, and he's going to go for another lap. No pit lane for Shane. MJ Ryan and Jonathan still in the pit, so I'll try and see if there's a driver on a lap. That is Frosty Jack. And he's not using any of his battery, so he must be on an in-lap. Yeah, he's just cutting all the curbs. So Carlos Sainz has also invalidated it. Then you've got the Dutchie, but he's only on an outlap. It's hard to keep up when the drivers are doing constant like lap after lap, especially on the intermediates. Because usually you can see a driver who's on an outlap, an in-lap, and a flying lap, but you can't really see that at the moment. Here comes Taz. Is he going to improve on his lap time? He does, up to P9, 2.5 tenths quicker for the Greek driver, and it is going to be Palandevel that will go again. There's an Aston Martin there. That is Smalley, but he has invalidated it. Let's jump on board with some of the drivers that haven't set a lap. That is B Right and the Dutchy. The Dutchy will be first through in the Sauber out of turn 5 and down towards turn 6 and 7 here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore, down towards a Memorial Corner at turn 7, over the curb, keeps it valid as he rode that sausage curb there in towards turn 8, and then down towards Padang at turn 9. That is Mum & Rider that's just gone up to P2. The Papaya McLaren of Mum & Rider up to P2 in Q1 with 8.5 minutes to go. The Dutchy just coming around at turn 10 at Singapore Sling, and then in towards 11 and 12. And then just navigating through this beautiful street circuit in towards turn 13 at the hairpin. Who do you want me to invite, Demir? Should be the same. Fair Jack, that is absolutely fine. I'll invite Fair Jack. Oh, what is that? Oh, there we go. So the Dutchy is on a lap out of turn 17 down towards 18 and 19. And in towards the line, and the Dutchy goes up to P6. What about B Right in the V car? B Right P2. A 140.2 till still 6/10 off the time of Asters in the Williams. MJ Ryan in the Haas just starting his lap, so we'll stay on board with the MoneyGram Haas driver. In towards Shears at turn 1, 2 and 3 for the Haas driver. They come at you very quickly, then just easy on the throttle for the Haas driver as he shoots down towards turn 5. This is where your DRS detection zone would usually kick in, but that will not be necessary in the rain here in Marina Bay. Down through turn 6 and in towards turn 7 at Memorial Corner. It's a purple sector 1 for MJ Ryan as he just runs wide over that curve. Just a beautiful line through there. No sort of slipping and sliding from MJ Ryan as of yet. Through turn 8 and 9 at Padang. A slight slip of the rears there, but just drifts around sort of amazingly well through there as we go down towards Singapore Sling at turn 10, over the curb and then in towards 11. He wants to just dive over that chicane again and just kiss the apex as he comes through turn 12 and in towards the hairpin at turn 13. Nice and tight to the wall there, to the barrier as he comes out, foot down, pedal to the metal as he goes up towards turn 14. He's going to go out wide now, just kiss the apex to the left as we go in towards the chicane and then use the right hand curb to his advantage to just get his foot down as early as possible. Through turn 15 for MJ Ryan, and then we go down the straight towards turn 16. We'll probably see a few overtakes here this evening, and then in towards turn 16 and 17. B Right has gone even quicker, a 138.3, unbelievable. Down towards turn 18 and 19 for MJ Ryan. This is a brilliant lap to the line up to P9. So B Right, a 138.3, an incredible lap time. Jonathan Curran is going to be next, the Flying Dutchman, up towards turn 14 for the Aston Martin driver. And it was a nice line through there for the number 30 car as we go up towards turn 15. Just that little kink in the road as we hit turn 16. Now he just slams on the brake and then starts to try and turn the car in the rain, turns it too much, and Jonathan is going to back out there. He might just try and get a little bit of a banker lap in just to set that time and then go again. Surely he will do that, exactly that. And Jonathan will try and go again. He is up to P16, but obviously with that huge mistake through sector 3. So that was Frosty Jack to the line up to P3. A 140.5, just under 5 minutes of this qualifying session remaining. The drivers at risk, Fear Jack and Jonathan. Taz is the driver on the line there, the driver at risk. should we say, as yellow flags are waving. I think that is a Williams just moving out of the way of a McLaren there. That was Deco, sorry, the Alpine, who's on an outlap, who was just trying to avoid. The drivers also want to be careful here, as you can get disqualified for blocking another driver, blocking the pit lane, if you try and move out the way. That was MJ Ryan. Where did that come from? We said that he looked good around here. Like, when we were on board with him, he was so slick through the corners, and he's just proved why. Up to P2 in the MoneyGram Haas. And MJ Ryan, brilliantly done. Jonathan is 3 tenths up, and without that mistake, the endless possibilities of where he can end up in this Q1 session in the Aston Martin, as the moonlight and the street lights hit the visor of the Dutchman in that sort of yellow and bluish helmet that he has on here, as the rain just bounces off him as he comes out of turn 15 and down towards turn 16 for the Aston Martin driver. Over the apex goes Jonathan at turn 16 and 17, down towards turn 18 and 19. This is where he slipped up last time. He's not going to do it again. Down towards the line goes Jonathan, and it's up to P11. Now, that is a very good lap time, 3.3, and that was with half a battery as well. So he's definitely got improvement. Demir is back out. He's obviously looking at the driver at risk as Carlos Sainz, and he's not too far in front as the track will start to dry out with that racing line. Mum Ryder says that's enough for me, and he retires in P7. Remember, only 2 drivers will go out in Q1. And so Demir in the Sauber in towards turn 8. Palander Vel, where has that come from? Palander Vel in the Alpine, a 1:37.5. The improvements here now are getting crazy. Asters goes up to P2 as well in the Williams. Wow, there's so many drivers coming through now, just banging out lap times. There is Shane Bolland, who's on an outlap. We do have a Haas driver. Is that MJ Ryan? It is MJ Ryan who's going to come towards the line, and he's going to go for another lap. There is also a Red Bull or a V-Carb. I can't really tell who's just coming down. That is Phoenix Gray, but he's not on a lap yet. He is going to go for a lap now, though. And then we go back on board with the Sauber. That is Demir. Asters calls it a day in Q1. That's enough for him. No need to do any more. Here comes Demir through turn 17, and he's super close to the wall on the right-hand side there as he comes through turn 18 and 19. This is it for the Bosnian, to the line and up to P6. What a lap for Demir. Here comes Smalley and Jonathan. Jonathan goes up to P6, takes it right back out the hands of Demir by 6/100ths of a second. The McLaren of Frosty Jack has invalidated his lap time. Then you've got Deco in the Alpine, who is on a lap, coming round turn 18 and 19. He went fastest at the start of this qualifying session, and he'll go up to P2 now to make it an Alpine 1-2. Here comes the Dutchie to start his lap. That is Fear Jack on an outlap. It's going to be a 1-lap shootout for the Scotsman. And then we do have Palander Vel, who's invalidated it. He's just built up his battery to do one more lap with just over a minute to go. And that is Carlos Sainz in the Williams. He is the driver at risk now. Carlos Sainz coming around the final couple of corners, maybe slowed down a bit too much, but still a great lap and up to P7 for Carlos Sainz. Smalley is now the driver at risk. Taz is back on an outlap. Fear Jack is coming through. Mum Ryder is down to P13. Has he retired too early? The track is starting to dry up. Here comes MSTF1 Cinders on his outlap. He will be next. He will pretty much last. Here comes Phoenix Gray. He's improving by 6/10 of a second. He's in P6 already. Phoenix Gray to the line. Improves by half a second, but stays P6. The difference in pace is phenomenal now, and that's a Sauber driver. That is Demir that's slowing down and moving out of the way. There's an Aston Martin, a Smalley coming through. He's 1.6 up as he shoots down towards turn 16, the Aston Martin driver. This is it now, 15 seconds to go, nobody near the line. That is it for qualifying. All the drivers out on track as well. Smalley coming out of turn 19 to the line. Smalley goes up to P11. Here comes Frosty Jack in the Papaya McLaren, who's currently in P12. Out of turn 19 to the line. Frosty Jack goes up to P5. What about the Williams? That is Deco. Sorry, there was a Williams there. I don't know where he went, the Dutchie. Mum and Ryder is now the driver at risk. This is unbelievable. Mum and Ryder thought he was safe. Fear Jack is coming round. It's a one-lap shootout. Fear Jack to the line. Fear Jack is through. Here comes Jonathan, goes into the pit lane. Mum and Ryder is unbelievably out in this qualifying session. This is drama. Carlos Sainz is half a second up. The checkered flag has waved here in Q1. The Spaniard spins to the line, up to P8 he goes, and then goes B right, 1:37.1 goes quickest. Taz is still on an outlap. We have the Haas driver going into the pit lane. I think that's MJ Ryan. Taz can get through. Cinders is on the brink though. Here comes the Greek driver. Taz stays in P17. And look at that from Cinders up to P11. Smalley has made it through, but Mum and Ryder, and he will be bitterly disappointed with that. Should he have stayed out? He had nothing to lose from staying out, but you've got to feel for him because he is a brilliant driver, Mum and Ryder. And that is not like him to go out in Q1. Wow. Drama in Q1. Yeah, Carlos, good luck, that mate. So at the end of Q1 here in the Marina Bay, it is B Wright that tops the group, and Palandavel, the Swedishman, in the Alpine in P2. Deco from Britain, not Portugal, in the Alpine in P3. Astor's the Irishman in the Williams in P4. Frosty Jack in P5. MJ Ryan, the man from Wales, in P6. Then we have Phoenix Gray in P7. Carlos Sainz in P8. Shane Ball in P9. The Dutchie P10. And then we have Cinders, Fejack, Jonathan Demir, Smalley, Mum and Ryder and Taz are the two eliminated in Q1. I'm just going to grab a quick drink, guys. So we are in to Q2. How is everybody finding it so far? Best viewers, thank you, mate. I'm sure they are. Damn, come Come on, lie down. And Dave. Come on. I'm speaking to my dog, by the way, guys. Did Smalley just hit the wall? I think, he's just lost an M plate. Wow. So here comes Carlos Sainz. He will be the first driver to set a lap in Q2. And then right behind him, I think, was Phoenix Gray. We know how quick he is getting out of the pit lane. Look at Carlos Sainz there. Well, he's run a little bit deep, but he won't mind that. He's still got 12.5 minutes to set some lap times. So the Spaniard coming out of turn 5 and down towards turn 6. That little kink there, that's turn 6, and then down towards Memorial Corner at turn 7 for the Spaniard. Phoenix Gray is catching him at a rapid pace. This could be bad for him and the Williams as well as we go down in towards turn 8 and then in towards the Padang Grandstands 1 and 2 at turn 9. He is slipping and sliding everywhere here, Carlos Sainz, and he'll see that V-carb in his mirror and start to get a little bit hesitant on the throttle. Singapore sling through there, through turn 11 and 12 and down in towards the hairpin for the Williams driver. Just easing onto the throttle out of turn 13. And he's keeping a good distance at the moment, Carlos Sainz, to Phoenix Gray behind, who's also on a lap in towards turn 14. Over the apex he goes. And then down the straight we go. That little kink there at turn 15. And then it is just full throttle down towards turn 14. He wants to just hit that apex to the right-hand side. And then look at this, to the wall. He's very reluctant, though, to go on the throttle. You can feel the shakiness in the rein of Carlos Sainz. Down towards the line he goes, and it's a 1:38.8. Phoenix Gray will come through, though, and take it right back off him with a 1:38.7 for the V-carb driver. Then comes Palandavel. Palandavel with a 1:38.2. Here comes the Sauber driver as well of the Dutchy. It's a 1:39.0. Then comes the other Alpine. I think that is of Deco, just starting his lap. Then we've got the Williams of Asters. Asters, the man from Ireland, up to P1. A 1:37.8 for him. The Aston Martin driver of Jonathan. I think that was... No, it wasn't. We do have a Mercedes of Shane Bolland. Shane Bolland goes up to P7. Not a good lap, though. Frosty Jack with a 1:38 flat up to P2 here in Singapore. Demir, the Bosnian, to the line just behind his teammate at 1:39.6 for him. Then comes the Red Bull driver. I think that is Cinders. No, it's not Cinders. Sorry, it is Fear. Jack goes up to P8 with a 1:39.7. I'm starting to get used to the V-carbs and the Red Bulls. Very different tint of blue. A slightly different tint of blue. What do I mean? Very different. So remember, on the intermediates, the drivers can continue to just bang out laps here. And Carlos Sainz had a really lovely orange helmet with the tints of yellow in it. Sort of blends in with the Duracell on the Williams, actually. So who's going to be next just behind him? That is Phoenix Gray. I don't think he's on another lap. Yeah, he's just recharging that battery with that. It actually looks like a Great British flag on his head, on his helmet. But we know he's from Scotland. Oh, sorry. One Palandavel, a 1:37.5 in the Alpine, has gone even quicker, and Deco comes through. The Alpines obliterating the opponents here in Q2. 1-2 for Deco and Palandavel. What about Shane Bolland in the Mercedes? He's going to go for another lap. He's invalidated it. Here comes MJ Ryan in the MoneyGram Haas out of turn 19. MJ Ryan up to P10. Not a good lap for him. Here comes Smalley as well. Doesn't improve on his lap time. Shane Bolland did invalidate it. We do have a McLaren there as well. That is B right in the V-carb, who's yet to set a lap time, but he is out on track with a safety car in front of him. What is going on? Why is the safety car out in Q2? Tell him to get back in. He's not supposed to be setting laps. B right out of turn 15, down towards turn 16 for the V-carb driver. In the rain, the safety car in the distance, over the apex at turn 17 and 18. Super tight to the wall as you go in towards turn 18 and 19. Right over the apex, to the line. B right goes P2, a 1:37.3 in Q2. Cinder's still in the pit lane. Baton has joined. He is in. Jonathan Curran in the Aston Martin is on an outlap. Shane Bolland going to try and set another lap as he did invalidate. Smalley also on a lap. MJ Ryan trying to improve. Fear Jack on a lap. The Red Bull driver currently in P10 and on the border of elimination here in Q2. So we'll stay on board with the Scotsman and see what the Red Bull driver can do as he comes through turn 9 and down towards the Singapore sling. So, Fear Jack through turn 12 and down towards the hairpin at turn 13. Nice and tight to the wall. That was Astor's. Astor's just went up to P2. What a lap from the Williams. And Palandavel, it's your turn. That was MJ Ryan that improved by 2.1 seconds and up to P8. That's more like it. Shane Bolland is going to be next in the Mercedes AMG Petronas out of turn 19. Goes Shane Bolland up to P12. Jonathan is now on a lap. Here comes Fear Jack. In the Oracle Red Bull. He's down on his lap time a lot here, Fear Jack. He's struggling. Jonathan Curran will stay on board with him. He runs wide, but he keeps it valid. Will that have cost the Dutch driver? Cheers, Dave from Aon Racing League. Remember, go and check them out. One of our partners here at MSC. So we are on board. Jonathan, he seems like he's just a little bit reluctant with the car to just sort of let it go. And you find that a lot, especially at the start of qualifying and you've not set that banker lap. If you've not set that banker lap, you're a little bit shaky, you're a little bit reluctant to go fully on the throttle, but that will come in the second half. So as soon as he's got that banker lap in, he knows he has to go for it, then he's got no other option. Palandavel, he did respond, and he responded in a big way, a 1:37.140 for the Swedishman. So, yeah, as I was saying, Jonathan will know he needs to get this banker in. That's what he's going to do, as the safety car just holds his way. And up to P10, so he is safe at the moment, Jonathan. He knows he will have to find some improvement, but he will be very pleased with that, for that to be his banker lap and be enough to go into the top 10, knowing that his next lap now, he'll recharge that battery and he will go for an absolute banger because he knows he can push it to the limits as well. Yeah, Lewis, that is a safety car out in qualifying. Fear Jack has invalidated it. The McLaren goes into the pit lane. There is a Mercedes there as well. That is Shane Bolland, who's also invalidated it as he just rides the curb. I said it's a very tricky pit lane to enter. Very easy to go over them white lines. Be right. I think he's just getting ready for another lap. Is there anybody actually on a lap, though? The Aston Martin of Jonathan might actually be on a lap. We'll just check. Bambo, how you doing? Yeah, Lewis, honestly, mate. So on Xbox, if you race without a safety car, the safety car comes out in qualifying, something like that. There's a glitch like that, and it just comes out, but it's invisible. Like the drivers can see it, but it makes no difference to them. So Jonathan Curran coming out of turn 15 down towards turn 16. Sully, I won't repeat that, but I'm sure he'll see it. So Jonathan is going into the pit lane, so he's not going to improve. We do have a Haas driver, and this is MJ Ryan, as Sully would put it in a brief way. Down towards the line, MJ Ryan up to P5 in the MoneyGram Haas. Fantastic lap. Smalley's on an out lap. He's going to be next. So we'll see what he can do. Remember, if you want to join MSC, exclamation mark MSC in the chat, or exclamation mark Discord, whichever one. Exclamation mark Discord's probably easier. If you do want to come and join MSC F1, probably one of the best communities I've ever been a part of. A brilliant league, very well run. No safety cars, just pure class racing. Full commentary. You with BRT Rose on Mondays. Fantastic commentator, really is. Oh, Frosty Jack who is in the competition for pole position here this evening at the Marina Bay, has got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Smalley. Wow, that is huge. Yeah, BRT Rose on Mondays, brilliant commentator, does it for a lot of leagues. You will really enjoy listening to him on a Monday. And then you unfortunately have me on a Tuesday. But we only race Monday and Tuesday, so come and join us, !Discord, and join MSCF1. So, Cinders in the Red Bull coming through Sector 1. Deco up to P2 is back to Alpine 1-2. So, we will stay on board with Cinders. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. As he comes out of turn 6 and then down towards turn 7 at the Memorial Corner. The Red Bull driver just over the apex there for Cinders. Just a little bit of a slide, but just manages to catch it as he goes in towards turn 8. And he's just got to be a bit easy on the throttle now as the rain just batters the circuit in front of him. And then through at turn 9 at Padang, down towards the Singapore Sling. And this is a tricky bit. Kisses the apex to the left and then now over the chicane to the right. Trying not to touch that wall. And that was really neatly done out of turn 12 and in towards turn 13 at the left-handed hairpin for MSCF1 Cinders. Then he's just got to be reluctant to just floor it here and just feather that throttle as we go down towards turn 14. The Red Bull driver just moving out to the left-hand side so he can dive into the right and then using that extra little bit of track that you have to your left. Through turn 15 and down towards 16. That safety car just getting in the way of MSCF1 Cinders as he hits the apex as well. Did he slow down? I don't know. Through turn 17. Goes Cinders down towards turn 18. This is it now, flat out, just easing off the throttle as he goes for the double left-handers. Down towards the line, and Cinders goes up to P12. Fairjack on his outlap. And this is B right, also on an outlap. We do have Carlos Sainz, the Dutchie. We do have Jonathan also on an outlap. We've got a minute to go. This is it. We're getting to the end of qualifying. Phoenix Gray's on an outlap. He's going to have to get a move on. He's got 50 seconds to get to the line. Shane Bolland is going to be next. Let's see what he can do. Frosty Jack has retired in P6. That's a brave thing to do, but he must be very confident that he's done enough. Here comes Shane Bolland through turn 16 and 17. The Mercedes-AMG Petronas driver, the man from Scotland, through turn 18 and 19. Down towards the line for Shane Bolland. Is it enough? It is, to get him into the top 10, but for how long? Here comes Phoenix Gray to start his lap. He did make the line by 20 seconds. Carlos Sainz, the Spaniard, in the Williams is going to be next. Down towards turn 18 and 19 he goes. And he is going to improve, but is it going to be enough? He's not going to improve. He makes the line. He's going to go again. It's the two Saubers. The Dutchie will be first. He's down on his lap time. The Dutchie stays in P9. Demir is going to be next. He's improving. Demir goes P9. And nicks it off his teammate of the Dutchie. The Saubers swap places. The checkered flag has been waved here in Singapore. It is going to be Deco next. Shane Bolland has retired. He is the first driver that is eliminated. Deco goes fastest, a 1:36.9. Then we have Cinders, who's going to try and improve into the pit lane. Goes Cinders, so he's the second driver confirmed out. Fairjack is out. He's invalidated it. That's another driver confirmed to be out. Phoenix Gray, it's going to be B right to the line. B right goes fastest, a 1:36.7. Jonathan is in P12. He knows it's only between him. No, Smalley's out as well. Jonathan to the line. Jonathan up to P9. The Dutchie, it's all on you. It's either the Dutchie or Demir. It's the battle of the Saubers. Demir can do no more. So if Dutchie goes through, Demir goes out. One Sauber wins and one Sauber loses. It is all on the Dutchman, on the Bosnian. Coming out of turn 13 we go. Pedal to the metal for the Dutchie. I don't think he's going to do it. He looks like he's not had the best of laps, but you never know. No, he's 3 seconds down. Demir is safe. The Dutchie is out in Q2. Carlos Sainz in the Williams as well. He knows he's safe now. Did really well to get through in P8 like he did in Q1. Brilliantly done. So the Duchy is eliminated. And we move on. And then there was 10. Frosty Jack. He did make it through by about 0.8 of a second as well. Yeah, Jack. You've not had any practice, have you, mate? No worries, Jack, mate. It's all right. Frosty Jack, what happened, mate? A 5-place grid penalty. One of them ones. So, B-Right is the fastest in Q2. It's Deco in the Alpine in P2. Palandavel in P3, Astor's P4 and MJ Ryan P5. But the bottom 5 is what matters here. Smalley in the Aston Martin is out in P15. It is a Scotsman of Fear Jack in the Red Bull who goes out in P14. MSCF1 Cinders in the Red Bull also out in P13. Then comes the Mercedes of Shane Bolin in 12. And then the Duchy in the Sauber, unable to eliminate his teammate, goes out in P11. Jack's just one of them things, mate. Things happen. It is what it is. Nothing you can do, really, is it? Very unlucky, that, though. Have you seen this thing you can do on Twitch now? So you can go on somebody's stream and knock. And you can ask to join their stream from your stream. You can knock and join. I'm just having a look now. Like, you can literally just go onto somebody's stream and knock on. So we are into the business end of qualifying, and it is Frosty Jack that is the first driver out on track. I'm just going to double check the audio and just make sure that it sounds okay, guys, as I'm on board with the driver. I don't know if I'm a little bit loud, guys, but when I'm shouting, when I get excited, obviously, it's not too loud, is it? Just let me know. Nice one, mate. So, here we go. Yeah, sometimes I get a bit excited, so I don't know if I'm, like, bursting people's eardrums. Right, here comes Frosty Jack. The rain is really battering it down now. Wow, that is close to wets already. So, down towards Shears at turn 1 for Frosty Jack in the Papaya McLaren through turn 2 and 3. Just hugging the apex to the left-hand side, using the right-hand lane just to benefit him as he comes out of that corner and down towards turn 5. Slipping and sliding everywhere is Frosty Jack's. You'd usually get DRS down here as he hits the detection dome, but not in the rain, you won't. Through turn 6 and shoots down towards turn 7 at Memorial Corner. Round he goes, not even clipping the apex there as he just drifts through in towards turn 8. He's having to brake a lot earlier here as well. In towards turn 9 at Padang we go. Both of the grandstands there through Padang A and B. And then down towards the Singapore Sling at turn 10. Over the curb he goes again and again at the right-hander through turn 11 and 12. And then down towards the hairpin, he's going to have to slam onto the brakes and just shift the car around a little bit deep and close to the wall. And then back onto the throttle. That ERS management just burning out as we go up towards turn 14 in this McLaren. He's got a driver right on his tail, which might be a little bit off-putting as well as he comes out of turn 14 and down towards turn 15 for the McLaren. Frosty Jack just pedal to the metal now as he goes down towards turn 16. He's got the Williams behind him. I think that's Astor's, the Irishman. Through turn 16 and 17 we go, really close to the wall. Look at that, nearly clipped it as it just dived in towards turn 18 and 19, down towards the line. Frosty Jack with a 138.4, but Astor's comes through and takes provisional pole right back off him. There comes MJ Ryan, a 141.1. He'll have to improve, he won't be happy with that. Phoenix Gray, B right goes up to P3, a 139.3. For B right, here comes Palandavel up to P2. A 138.1. Wow, 2/100ths of a second separating these drivers. Carlos Sainz in a Williams. Wow, up to P5. He nearly lost it coming through there. Phoenix Gray will be next. Oh, they are really struggling up to P5. It's RB45. What about Deco, who is invalidated? If the rain continues to fall here, the drivers won't get any improvement. Demir down in towards turn 14 he goes. The Bosnian trying to do everything he can do to get a lap in this torrential rain under these streetlights here at Marina Bay. These are treacherous conditions. The drivers have got to be just so fully focused here, and it's definitely draining on the mind and on the quality of the drivers as well. Up to P6 goes Demir. Jonathan will be next. The Dutchman coming in towards turn 16 and 17. But you've got to feel for the drivers because, oh, look at that. Jonathan just throwing that Aston Martin around that corner. Up to P8. So Deco is into the pit lane. The drivers will continue to just try and better the lap time. So we are in Q3. This is the business end of qualifying, but you've got to feel the drivers are really starting to struggle out there. The mist off the tyres as well, that can really catch a driver out. That is MJ Ryan that went back to the line. He's going to go for another lap. So Deco, what is Deco doing? Is he going to come out at any point? He needs to do something. So Carlos Sainz in the Williams also going into the pit lane. Oh, that's what I was going on about. It's very easy to do that. So is anybody going to go for another lap yet? I think they'll just recharge that battery. Also, Demir is low on fuel, so he'll definitely go into the pit lane. So is Jonathan, so he'll go in. MJ Ryan isn't though, so let's stay on board with the Haas driver and see what he can do. See if he can get some improvement in. And he's just blows the car through the left-hander. And then down towards the Singapore Sling at turn 10. Over the apex at turn 11. Nice and tight to the wall there. Super close. Through turn 12 and in towards the hairpin at turn 13. You can see him moving the car out to the right-hand side so you can get a better entrance into turn 13. Oh, a couple of drivers have gone for wets. Oh, wow. We thought it was close to being wet compounds. But that might be it for qualifying. If the rain is coming down that much and they're going for wet compound tyres, I can't see there being any change on pole position here. Palandavel is still out. MJ Ryan is still out. The rain is getting heavier here with the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore. But this could be it. 4.5 minutes to go in qualifying and it could all be over before it started. MJ Ryan down towards the line. He does improve. And up to P8 for the Haas driver. What about Palandavel? He is way down on his lap time. P right is back out on the intermediates. Remember, the drivers that are on the wets have not chanced coming back out yet. Frosty Jack has retired. He doesn't think there's any improvement out there now. That is it for him. That is very interesting to see. This is going to be a brutal race for the drivers. It really is. It is going to be carnage going down in towards turn 1. Absolute carnage. Yeah, be right. On an outlap, and you can see the difference in grip now. Astas is back out on wets though, and he's still going to try it. Yeah, you can see the spray from the tyres. It's not just a little bit of sitting water. It's like driving in the Amazon rainforest. So the V-Carb is going to go for it. It'll be nice to stay on board and just see what he can do on the intermediates, and we can see if there is improvement out there as well. I mean, B Wright was hitting the 136s, weren't he, on the intermediates in Q2. Oh, he slipped it. Oh, he's kept hold of it. Wow. Carlos Sainz is out on the wets. Yeah, he straight away. B Wright couldn't even get through shears without having some sort of issues on the tyres. So definitely not intermediates. And I'm not sure wets will challenge them times. Maybe. Because intermediates you can get up to sort of 136s, so maybe on the wets you could probably challenge a 139, but we'll see. You never know, because when it's conditions like that, when they were setting the 136 on intermediates, it was very close to even being at the crossover. So the intermediates and the wets could be very close on times within like a second, so you could maybe potentially see the wets doing something here. I mean, I'm trying to grasp at straws really, but you never know. You never know. So we are on board with Astas in the wets, and we'll see if he is finding any sort of improvement. No, he's 3 seconds down. Yeah, there's absolutely no improvement. I mean, B Wright's back out on the intermediates. I think potentially B Wright could find some sort of improvement on the intermediates because of his lap time, but we'll have to see. He'll need one hell of a lap. That was a good sector one. So, on board with B Wright. Oh, he's hit the wall. He's hit the wall. It was not a bad lap, actually, from B Wright. 30 seconds left of qualifying. That is it. Landevel's down on his lap time. B Wright's only 4 tenths down as well after hitting the wall. Maybe there was time for B Wright to improve. Demir on the intermediates has invalidated it. That is it for him. Carlos Sainz clatters into the wall. Everybody's having something go wrong. Here comes Jonathan in towards the Singapore sling as well. Deco is on the intermediates. Deco hasn't even set a lap time yet. He went back into the pit lane and never came back. The checkered flag has waved here in Q3. This is it here in Singapore. Jonathan just clattering round the hairpin at turn 13. Who is going to be first? That is going to be B Wright. He goes into the pit lane. That is it for him. The Sauber of Demir is invalidated. Landevel retires. Jonathan Curran is going to be next. He's 3 seconds down on the wet compounds. He's not going to find any improvement at all. Into the wall goes Carlos Sainz. And there's sparks flying for the Spaniard. He needs to get out of the way because Deco is flying down towards turn 14. And he is yet to set a lap time, slipping and sliding everywhere. Can he do anything other than a 140.5? Let's have a look. The British driver going in towards turn 16 and 17. This is it. A disappointing end to qualifying. It was all done and dusted right at the very start. Here comes Deco round turn 19. Down towards the line he goes. Up to P9. That moves Jonathan down to P10 by 0.2 of a second. But it is Asters, the man from Ireland, that takes pole position here in Singapore. Remember, we do have a 5-minute break before the race starts. So remember not to ready up, wait for the host to ready up. So here at Marina Bay, it is Asters that takes pole position. On the front row alongside him, Palandavel in the Alpine. On the second row of the grid, it's Frosty Jack in the McLaren in P3 and B Wright in the V-Carb in P4. His teammate of Phoenix Gray on the third row of the grid in P5 and Demir in the Sauber alongside him in P6. On the fourth row of the grid, it's the Spaniard in the Williams of Carlos Sainz in P7 and MJ Ryan in the Haas in P8. And on the fifth row of the grid, it's Deco in the Alpine in P9 and Jonathan Curran in the Aston Martin completes your top 10. Right, guys, that's a 5-minute break. We'll be back with you very shortly. I've got no discos to play like Rose does, so apologies for that. But I'll be back with you in 5 minutes. Get a drink, go to the toilet, get ready, because you do not want to blink. You do not want to miss this race. A Singapore street race, under the lights, under the night sky, here at Marina Bay. You don't want to miss it in the rain. F1 Jackson's got a 5-place grid penalty as well. I'm back. So, everybody ready for the race? Oh, let me turn that down. Remember, guys, exclamation mark Discord in the chat if you do want to come and join MSCF1. because we're going to go racing very shortly. No formation lap, guys, just straight into it. Here we go. This is it for round 7 here in Singapore. And it's lights out and away we go. Down towards Shears at turn 1. B-Right is already through a position. But Landervel is down 10 places. In towards turn 1. Asters is off to a flying start. Demir is up 2 places and into the podiums. Deco is through. He's wheel to wheel, side by side with a Williams driver of Carlos Sainz. Deco and Carlos Sainz. Shane Bolin is up 5 places in the Mercedes as they go in towards turn 5 and 6. Frosty Jack has left the session. Shane Bolin, unbelievable start. Landervel with that recovery drive. There's a Sauber just slipping and sliding everywhere at the back there. Cinders is trying to make a recovery as he gets past the Dutchie in the Sauber. Here comes Smalley though round the outside. The 2 Dutchies swapping places. Landervel is through on MJ Ryan, the man from Sweden, through on the Welshman. That is Fear Jack on Mum and Ryder, and Mum and Ryder, the Swedishman, is round and losing positions, and so is Cinders in the Red Bull, and into the wall he goes. Deco is up 4 places in the Alpine and up to P5. Shane Bolin in P7. Landervel down to P8. MJ Ryan in P9. Frosty Jack after that grid penalty, also losing 2 places off the start line. It's Asters that's into the lead, but here comes Deco and Phoenix Gray. Will he try and nick up the inside? Not a place to do it, and backs out very sensibly there. Here comes the other drivers. That is Landervel and Shane Bolin, the Alpine driver, and now he has his sights set on Carlos Sainz in front. And right on the rear diffuser he goes. Shane Bolin just slots in behind him. What about Angry Badger in the Scuderia on the back of Smalley? And Asters is a second clear of B right at the end of the opening lap here at the Marina Bay circuit. Landervel is now through on Carlos Sainz. Hopefully Jonathan can get in and get control of that car. Baton is up 9 places as he gets through. And Frosty Jack and Fear Jack. I don't think Frosty Jack's in his car, is he? I don't know. Maybe he had a slight slip there as Fear Jack is now up 3 places. What about Shane Bolin on the back of Carlos Sainz? A great start to the Grand Prix. Not many issues, really, considering the conditions. There goes Deco on the inside of Phoenix Gray. And Phoenix Gray having to go out wide there. And Landervel now all over that rear wing. Jonathan is back in, trying to get back into this race. Look at the exit from Landervel. That was gorgeous as he's all over the back of the RB. And yet again, he's going to go for it. Moves out to the left. And the 2 of them are going to go side by side. And he just backs out into the Singapore sling. Phoenix Gray trying to hold on. And Landervel getting agitated behind. Through turn 12 and down towards the hairpin at turn 13. It is Phoenix Gray that is just holding off Landervel for now, but he does get a great exit in the Alpine, and up towards turn 14 they go, wheel to wheel once more, and it is around the outside for the Alpine driver, and that was an amazing overtake. Carlos Sainz is going to be next on the RB, and B-Right is now 1.8 behind Asters. And the Mercedes coming absolutely flying here. So is MJ Ryan, who goes off the track, went a little bit deep. And Baton is on a ferocious comeback here from the back of this grid. Shane Bolin with a 3-second already. And what can you take from that in the rain? There goes Carlos Sainz on Phoenix Gray down towards Shears at turn 1. And it is Carlos Sainz, the Spaniard, showing essences of Carlos Sainz through turn 2 there. Up to P6 for the Williams. Right back where he started. So that is Deco on Demir. Demir's had a brilliant start, you know, and he was into the podiums. But Deco has took that back off him. But here comes Demir into the slipstream of the Alpine. And what about Phoenix Grey on the Williams? And then we have Angry Badger as well on Smalley, the Scarlet Ferrari, trying to look for an overtake. Not able to get it this time, though. So, look at this, MJ Ryan having a good little battle with him, Baton and Shane Bolland. Palandavel all over the back of Demir now, just as he was with Phoenix Grey just a lap ago. And look at that, he moves over to the left, back to the right, and once again he's going to try and dive into the corner. And look how close he was to the rear wing of Demir, and that is an amazing exit. Once again, Palandavel showing his racing skills here in Singapore as he tries to turn in, but Demir goes very late. Palandavel with the old switcheroo in the Alpine. Down the straight they go, through turn 15, and it is Palandavel that just nudges ahead, but Demir is not going to give him an easy ride, but nothing he can do. The Alpine moves up to P4. What about Mum and Ryder? He is through on Smalley. He's going to try and go around the outside, and they get tangled up with the rear wheel of that Sauber in towards turn 18 and 19, and Mum and Ryder has to concede the position. A little snap of an understeer coming out of there. Baton on the back of MJ Ryan. Really thrilling race. We just don't know what's going to happen. There goes Jonathan, and he is through on Frosty Jack. Jonathan is through, is back into his car. That is great to see. I'm glad he's able to race. Here comes MJ Ryan on Shane Bolland. Down the straight, even without DRS, he's going to try and make the move in towards turn 7 at the Memorial Corner, but it is Shane Bolland that stays in front, and then Baton goes into the back of him. Angry Badger is through on Smalley again. The Ferraris are on an absolute rampage here. Carlos Sainz, he's sticking with Demir for now. Phoenix Grey in the RB. MJ Ryan on the back of the Scotsman in that Mercedes as they go in towards the hairpin at turn 13. And a lot of drivers extremely close. What's going on, Red? How you doing? F1 Jacks, I don't think I've got you as a friend. I do apologise, mate. I've only just looked at the chat. If you admit, it's F7R-Nathan4876. You know my name, don't you? It's in the lobby. Admit, I'll accept you and I'll invite you, mate. Palandavel setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Look at this. Oh, Palandavel just sliding through there. He's now on the back of his teammate. This is going to be really interesting. And he did get a good exit. Frosty Jack, here comes Palandavel on the back of Deco. This is going to be interesting. The two Alpines. There's no room for error, no margin for error between these two drivers, and especially no team orders in the Alpine garage. So Palandavel still on the back of Deco. Oh, into turn 13. Oh, he snaps it. But so did Deco. But Palandavel did well to stay out of the wall there. Sorry it took so long for the invite back, Frosty Jack. I'm sorry, mate. I was just so invested in the race. Palandavel gets a time penalty. That might be costly. But these two Alpine drivers... No love lost between these two. And that is the Dutchie that goes from Frosty Jack, and so does Mum and Ryder, his teammate as well. Frosty Jack will be back in his car very shortly, and that is about now. There you go. Angry Badger will try and make the move, though. Not able to do so. What about Palandavel on Deco as they go into shears at turn 1? Both go over the curb. That might be a warning again for Palandavel. He's getting very irritated behind his teammate. Maybe Deco lets him through. You don't know. but they are fighting for position here. MJ Ryan and Baton as well. Here comes Baton up the inside, in towards turn 3. Frosty Jack is back through on his teammate. Side by side go the Ferrari of Baton and MJ Ryan, but MJ Ryan will have the inside line into turn 5. And Baton with the old switcheroo. The Scarlet Ferrari gets a great exit. And through on MJ Ryan, he's going to try and catch him, but the Haas has so much straight line speed. Angry Badger on the back of Mum and Ryder. Palandervel still not able to get past his teammate. He has been all over the back of him for the last 2 laps. Look at this. And Deco is not letting him by. This could be detrimental to a Constructors' Challenge from the Alpine drivers. He needs a good exit. They're very closely matched, these two. We've seen it in qualifying as well. And here comes Palandervel on Deco. He's going to move out to the left. Is he going to try and switch it back? He is, but is he going to get it? He gets a good exit. That was a really good exit into the slipstream, but he has to just ease off the throttle. That might have cost him an opportunity to overtake. And it does, and Deco will stay in front once more. You can see Palandervel really struggling to hold this. He's like a horse that just wants to get off the reins, isn't he? And the Dutchie is round. The Sauber driver is round here in Singapore. Luckily, with no... Oh, he's missing 2 end plates. Not even... Oh, he just crashed into cinders. And again... Oh, the Dutchie missing both end plates. Just nearly wipes out the Red Bull. Here comes Baton on MJ Ryan. The Ferrari driver will try again on the Welshman. What about Palandervel? Once more, he's unable to get through, and he's reluctant to go for the dive. The Dutchie's into the pit lane to get that front wing changed. And Palandervel will try to switch back, but Deco very slow through the corner as he tries to defend the position, but they're losing so much time to B. Wright and Astor's in front. Oh, into the wall goes Palandervel. Palandervel has got no front wing. And I can imagine controllers will be flying in that house. So MJ Ryan now on the back of Shane Bolland. So Deco now has free space again. No more Palandervel on his rear wing. Palander will have to go into the pit lane to get that replaced. You cannot race around Singapore with any sort of wing damage. Oh, into the back. Late on the brakes goes MJ Ryan. Nearly wipes out the Mercedes, and through goes Baton. The Ferrari driver is through. Mum and Ryder is now back behind his teammate Palandervel into the pit lane and retires. I knew that was coming. I can imagine there's going to be a lot of words spoken after the race, and that is MJ Ryan also into the pit lane. Baton has now been left free roaming on the back of Shane Bolland. Yeah, tell me about it, mate. Baton on the back of the Mercedes of Shane Bolland goes up the inside, and he just didn't get the exit that he wanted. Shane Bolland did. He moves back into the slipstream to get that extra bit of pace. Remember, no DRS in the rain. Down towards turn 7 at Memorial Corner. What a view that is. The switchback from the Ferrari again, but he's just not able to get out quick enough to get the overtake on Shane Bolland. Remember, Shane is such a brilliant driver at defending a position, and he's showing it once again here at the Marina Bay Circuit. And we do have Frosty Jack on the back of Jonathan, who's into the top 10 in the Aston Martin. Remember, he didn't have a good start after trying to get back into his car. And that is Baton once more, literally pushing him through the hairpin at turn 13. And that is Frosty Jack and Jonathan. Oh, did they touch? I think they did. Frosty Jack has now been overtaken by his teammate of Mum and Ryder, and Angry Badger is coming. What about Frosty Jack? Goes up the inside. Oh, no. Frosty Jack dives up the inside of his teammate, clatters into Jonathan, and he's just backed out to let Jonathan back through. So a little bit of respect there, but Jonathan will be slightly begrudged, whatever the word is by that, as Angry Badger gains a position. Baton and Shane Bond, look at this. Down towards Shears at turn 1. They continue to battle. Phoenix Grey still on the back of Carlos Sainz. We'll keep an eye on that one. But the main eyes are on Baton and Shane Bolin here. As they were on the Alpines just a few laps ago. And if you've just joined us, Palandavel was trying to overtake his teammate for 3 laps. All over the back of him. There was nudges, there was scraps, they were wheel to wheel. And eventually it come to blows. Palandavel ended up in the wall, and that was it. Retirement in the pit lane for Palanda. What about Phoenix Grey on the back of Carlos Sainz? Through the Singapore sling they go. And it's the RB and the Williams, the Scotsman and the Spaniard. Down towards turn 13 at the hairpin they go. I don't know whose idea it was to put a rain around Singapore. So Frosty Jack on the back of Jonathan once more. There's still a lot of drivers that are extremely close. Astor's setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix again. Here comes MJ Ryan on Taz. 4.3 is the gap between the front two now. And MJ Ryan looks very quick. He's pitted as well, so he's on fresh tyres in towards turn 13. He'll have to disperse of the Greek driver in front as quickly as possible if he doesn't want to lose too much time. What about Baton and Shane Bolland still? And Phoenix Grey and Carlos Sainz fades out with a 3-second time penalty. And that is Fairjack into the pit lane and retires. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't finish the race. But yeah, thank you for jumping in, mate. Here comes MJ Ryan on Taz. Oh, a few 3 seconds coming through there. Through turn 18 and 19, MJ Ryan's got a lot more grip than the Mercedes. Down towards Shears at turn 1. Yeah, mate, that wouldn't surprise me. Here comes Shane Bolland on Baton. He's holding on again. Baton looked like he'd managed to get through, and Shane denies him once more. In towards Padang. And that is MJ Ryan that is finally through on Taz. And cinders all over the back of Smalley, the Red Bull on the Aston Martin. There's just yellow flags waving everywhere at the minute. And we're trying to keep up to date with all these overtakes. Shane Bolland still defends position. Cinders on the back of Smalley. MJ Ryan finally through, a second away from Taz. Phoenix Grey on Carlos Sainz. Baton on Shane Bolland. Frosty Jack on Jonathan. Cinders on Smalley. Just everywhere you look. But it's a lot easier to overtake when there's DRS, let me tell you. Round turn 18 and 19 they go. This is definitely going to come down to strategy and when these drivers decide to pit. Baton, he's just looking for different lines through the corners to just try and get that bit of an extra bit of speed. Like, he's so quick through the corners, but Shane Bolland positions his car so well that he's able to defend extremely well. It's just really good to watch. But Baton, you can see in his head, you can see the cogs just turning, trying to figure out how to do this and how to get past. He's changing the way he's driving, he's changing his lines, looking for something, looking for an edge. He's waiting for a mistake from Shane so he can capitalise on it. But he's just not finding it at the moment. Here comes Cinders on the back of Smalley as well. The Red Bull driver sliding round at turn 7. Back on board with Baton through the Singapore sling. And then they go down towards the hairpin at turn 13. This is where he needs a good exit, but he's just not able to. And Shane Bolland looks like he can get his foot down a lot earlier than Baton can. So Shane looks like he's so quick coming out of the corners, and by the time they get to the end of the corner, when Baton's starting to catch up, it's too late. And so Shane's got so much grip coming out. But then you look through the corners, and Baton is able to catch up. Absolutely rapid. Look through the corners here. He's got a lot more grip, Baton. But Shane Bolin is then able to defend. This might be the opportunity for Baton. Shane Bolin will move to the left again, so he's got the inside line. They're going to go down in towards Shears at turn 1. The Mercedes goes deep. This might be the opportunity for the Ferrari. But look at Shane now. He will get his foot down a lot earlier. He does it again. Shane can get his foot down so early coming out of the corners, and there's nothing Baton can do about it. He's just slipped around there. This might be the opportunity, but look again. He can get his foot down super early. And Baton, this might be another chance to go again down towards Memorial Corner, and he's going to try and switch it back. This is brilliant. The Ferrari, but yet again, Shane is able to get on the accelerator. Baton, wow, this is amazing. What about Cinders on the back of Smalley? He's going to go to the right-hand side. The Red Bull driver goes later on the brakes. Cinders is through. What an overtake from Cinders. Up to P12 for the Oracle Red Bull driver. So Baton in the Scarlet Ferrari. Still finding it tough to get through. Look at this, just right up the inside he goes. As we ride on board, Mum and Ryder is back in the action. That's it, this is now going to get tasty as the Swedishman wants a piece of the action here in Singapore. It's now a freeway battle, and Angry Badger is not too far off them as well. We've seen it time and time again where Shane Bolin is the master at defending. Frosty Jack is through on Taz, but Taz does get a good exit. The Mercedes driver on the McLaren, and he's back in front, but for how long? He's going to try and go at the inside. Frosty Jack, they nearly touched, but it's good racing from the pair of them. Taz gets a free second, but he keeps the position. Was it worth it? So Phoenix Gray on the back of Carlos Sainz. Down the straight they go, into the slipstream for the RB, but he's going to run out of road. Mum and Ryder is about to find out how difficult it is on Shane Bolin. Down through turn 6 and 7 they go. And Shane Bolin in P7 still at the moment. Baton in the Ferrari behind. Then Mum and Ryder in the McLaren. Yet again, Baton trying to switch it back early. And now here comes Mum and Ryder. And look at that. Baton's just said, okay, now's your turn. That might be a really, really good strategy from Baton. He has just left Mum and Ryder to go through and say, right, you challenge him. I've had enough. You make him make a mistake. And he's done it straight away. And they've touched and through he goes and into the wall. Mum and Ryder. Baton is back into P8. He did make him make a mistake. And Mum and Ryder, hats off to Baton. It's exactly what he wanted, and he got it. Now's his chance. Unfortunately for Baton, he was hoping that he was able to capitalise on that and get through, but he wasn't. Now here comes Baton out of the final corner. Down the straight they go. The Mercedes again too early on the throttle. And in towards Shears at turn 1. Shane Bolin stays in front. Yeah, no worries, Fair Jack. Don't worry about it, mate. You're all good. Look at Phoenix Gray on the back of Carlos Sainz. He's on the back of him early here. Down towards Memorial Corner. Can he get the move done? Cinders, Mum and Ryder is into the pit lane for a new front wing. Cinders is into the pit lane as well, just for his strategy. Some fresh intermediate tyres. If I was Baton now, genuinely, I would look at getting a pit stop and getting through. Deco is out! Deco is out of the Singapore Grand Prix from a podium position. It's a double Alpine retirement here in Singapore. He's crashed it at turn 12. Deco is out. Demir is back into the podium places. Now, Shane Bolin only had one Scarlet Ferrari on his rear wing. He's now got 2. In towards turn 13 at the hairpin they go. It's so difficult to overtake. You have to take your hat off here to Shane Bolland, though. If any driver is watching and wondering how you defend in a Grand Prix, you're watching the right race. And you're watching the right driver as well. That's a good exit. But Baton not able to go for it again. He is going to go for it. Shane Bolland is into the pit lane. So he's Angry Badger. Baton has been let free. He's been let loose. So Baton finally released from the grasp of Shane Bolland in that Mercedes. But Shane will still have one Ferrari on his tail when he comes out of the pits. Phoenix Grey on the back of the Williams of Carlos Sainz. What about Cinders on Mum and Ryder? Here comes the Red Bull on the McLaren. You know what, actually? Because it's so difficult to overtake here, it might even be worth going for a really long overcut. Sorry, what am I talking about? Overcut. It might be going for a really big undercut. Because it's so difficult to overtake. Because even if you're on old tyres, you can keep that driver behind. So I think it's possible for you to go for a really big undercut, make up quite a few positions, and then hold on at the end of the race. Here comes Angry Badger, and he's going to do something that his teammate couldn't do. Round the outside he goes, but no, Shane Bolland once more slams the door shut. Frosty Jack is thrown Smalley in the Aston Martin. Asters is into the pit lane, so is B. Wright. He follows him in. Asters is already on his way out. B. Wright's not even been in his box yet. What about Angry Badger? Into the Singapore sling they go, and he does run wide. Shane Bolland is on the wets. I've not even looked at the tyres. Shane Bolland has pitted for the wets. Wow. Now, I don't know if we're expecting more rain. I don't know, but that is a big, big call there. Every other driver is pitting for intermediates. Phoenix Grey is in. So is Carlos Sainz. So is Baton. So is Demir. Here comes Angry Badger on Shane Bolland. He is trying to find a way through. I think Shane Bolland will be struggling on them wets. And up the inside goes Angry Badger. Shane Bolland shuts the door again. Gives him just enough room, though. And here comes Angry Badger again. Not able to get through. And he is about to get angry, as his name suggests. But he goes up the inside of turn 18 and 19. And the Ferrari is through. But what about Shane Bolland with that straight line speed down towards Shears? And Angry Badger finally gets the move done. And Shane Bolland, after about 10 laps, has finally been overtaken by a Ferrari. Jesus. The Dutchie on Jonathan. He is through on his countryman. So where did the drivers come out? That was Frosty Jack, I think. They just went into the wall. So Demir is back into the podiums. He's got Carlos Sainz behind him by 3 seconds. That is Frosty Jack out. He did hit the wall. Frosty Jack is out and his car is mangled. So, 1 McLaren, 2 Alpines and a Red Bull out of this Grand Prix. So, looking at the undercuts, just on board with Jonathan. Can he get that position back? Not just yet. Looking at the undercuts, Baton has undercut Shane Bolland and his teammate Angry Badger. So, it's worked out really well. Phoenix Grey and MJ Ryan. The RB around the outside on the Haas. And what a move that is from the Scotsman, from Scotland to Wales and back. Jonathan is through, and finally on his countryman, the Sauber driver concedes the position. Cinders on Mum and Ryder. Let's have a look at the stops. Every single driver has pitted now. MJ Ryan on 9-lap old intermediates. He had to pit early. And the Sauber goes wide. Mum and Ryder is going to try and come up the inside, down towards Shears at turn 1. Also, Cinders is there in the Red Bull. The 3 of them fighting for P11, 12 and 13. Did Mum and Ryder get a good exit? In towards turn 5 they go. He's going to try and get early on the throttle here in the slipstream of the Sauber. And Moment Rider is going to try and go for the move. He moves over to the right-hand side. But look, he's just got nothing in it. Without that DRS, he's struggling to get the move done. Shane Boller, remember, on them wet compound tyres, he's losing so much time. Smalley also opted for the wet compounds. Are they expecting more rain? Because it's not coming yet, and it needs to come pretty sharpish if that strategy is going to work this evening. Oh, look at this from Moment Rider. And it is the McLaren, the papaya McLaren that goes up the inside of the Sauber. The Sauber snaps, cinders all over the back of it, goes deep. Moment Rider is through and up to P11. Cinders and the Dutchy, Smalley is there as well. 13 laps to go, and I need a drink. So you can see Cinders a 3-second time penalty. Oh, he's gone up the inside. He's chanced it. What a way to try and make an overtake. Is he going to get it? Here comes Cinders down towards turn 1. But the Sauber's able to just fend him off for now. I'm just looking. The rain is still coming down, obviously. But I don't know if it's coming down any heavier. I can't really tell at this point. Essentially, the drivers are going to have to build up a lot of battery. Oh, that was Cinders. Cinders is into the wall. He's missing an end plate. We've seen a bit of the front wing just fly off as we were on board with the Dutchy. And Cinders has wing damage. The Dutchy also with a time penalty. The gaps are starting to open up between the drivers now. Jonathan on the back of Shane Boland. He's caught him rapidly. And remember, Shane Boland is on the wet compounds. For this strategy to work, he really, really needs that rain to start chucking it down now. MJ Ryan, remember, on them old intermediates. And look at this from Jonathan. He gets a good exit. He knows how hard it is to get past Shane Boland. Down the straight they go. He's sliding through. Shane Boland and the Mercedes trying to hold on for dear life. They touch the rear. Shane Boland goes deep. The Aston Martin driver is through. Here comes Moment Rider. They're free by side as they go down towards turn 18 and 19. Jonathan is the one that loses out. Shane Boland is through. Jonathan goes up the inside. Jonathan down towards turn 1. They're going to go free wide again in towards Shears. The McLaren and the Aston touch. The Mercedes snaps. Moment Rider goes round the outside of the Dutchman of Jonathan, who stays in P10 at the moment. And he does have Shane Boland chasing him down, but Moment Rider is through and up to P9. Smalley on the Dutch using to the pit lane to fix that front wing. So Moment Rider in the McLaren got through after the Aston and the Mercedes were tussling for position. Shane Boland on the wets now. What can he do? So 11 laps to go. It's just calmed down a little bit. We'll take the breather. We'll take the break. So let's go through the grid. So it is Asters who is your race leader on lap 20. The Williams driver 10 seconds clear to be right in the RB, who's in P2 going in towards turn 13. Then we have Demir, who's in a podium position. He is having a brilliant race. He'll be enjoying this as well. He got a great qualifying position. He's got a 4.6 second gap to Carlos Sainz in the Williams, who has pretty much been fending off Phoenix Gray for the majority of this Grand Prix, who's in at P5 in the RB. Then we have MJ Ryan around 9 seconds behind on them old intermediate tyres in that Haas, who's in P6 as he comes through the Singapore Sling. And then we have Baton, who's 3 seconds behind MJ Ryan, but chasing him down in P7. And then his teammate of Angry Badger in the other Scuderia in P8, around 4.7 behind him. Then a nice 12-second gap to Mum and Ryder in the Papaya McLaren in P9. And Jonathan in the Aston Martin in P10. Shane Boland on them wet compounds in P11. Smallly a 10-second time penalty while exiting the pit lane. Then we have Cinders in the Red Bull in P12. A 30-second gap then to Taz in the Mercedes in P13. And then the Dutchie in the Sauber in P14. Smallly just coming out of the pit lane in P15. So Phoenix Gray trying to chase down Carlos Sainz. Going to try and find a way through. He's not been able to. Yeah, there goes Baton. And MJ Ryan is back into the pit lane for fresh intermediates. So MJ Ryan is looking like he's going to be the only driver that's on the actual two-stop strategy, not because he's been getting damaged. He's gone into the wets. Wow. He's going to try anything here. If this pays off, this would be incredible. Let's just keep our eyes on MJ Ryan. He had nothing to lose, and he's absolutely gone for it here, MJ Ryan. Remember, he's got no time penalties. He's come out just behind Cinders. He's gone onto the wet compounds. If this rain starts to chuck it down now, this would be brilliant from MJ. I think he'll find himself as well in a position where a lot of the drivers on intermediate tyres will not want to pit and lose 20 seconds. And they'll try and get to the end of the race on intermediates. And I think MJ Ryan could start to pick these off if it turned into wet conditions. Oh, the Red Bull's just clattered into the wall there. That was Cinders. And he did get damage. He's missing an M plate. And now MJ Ryan will try and get through as quickly and as easy as possible. But he's going to wait for the perfect opportunity. He doesn't want to ruin his strategy now, MJ Ryan. He knows what he's got to do. He knows what he's hoping for. So that is it for him. On to the wet compounds. It still doesn't seem to me like it's wet, like it's them conditions. But you never know. Oh, the Red Bull's struggling to brake. Deco is out. What about Phoenix Gray in the RB? Still not able to make the move on Carlos Sainz, and still 5 seconds behind them here. We're back on board with MJ Ryan. Let's see what he can do. In towards turn 18 and 19. Got the Mercedes, Red Bull and the Haas. So, I'm trying to stay on board because I want to see what the rain is like. Oh, Cinders. a broken front wing is not going to stop Cinders from trying an overtake. He is going for it. Fair play. MJ Ryan will be eager for them to continue to battle and leave him a route through. Oh, and the Mercedes goes wide. That's Shane Boland. Cinders is going to try and go for a move around the outside. There's a yellow flag. I don't know who that is, but Cinders not able to make the move on Shane Boland. What about Phoenix Gray on Carlos Sainz? He is coming, but not quick enough. There goes MJ Ryan on Cinders. Up the inside he goes. Yeah, Shane Boland. Cinders and Ryan are about to find out how difficult it is to overtake this Mercedes driver. The drivers are not one for trying either. They've tried all night long. So here comes MJ Ryan, and once again he backs out, but he's going to go for the move. Doesn't get the foot down in time though. And even with front wing damage, you can see how difficult it is for another driver to overtake. What about Phoenix Gray? Phoenix Gray on Carlos Sainz, and finally Phoenix Gray is through. The RB driver goes up the inside. Carlos Sainz goes deep, and the Scotsman says thank you very much. Adios to Carlos Sainz. Oh, look at that little snap there from the Mercedes. Is that going to open the door for Cinders? Oh, MJ Ryan spun it. Oh, he's held on. He's held on. Wow, that was a scare for MJ Ryan. He's done really well to hold on to that, let me tell you. Oh, Angry Badger's into the wall. Angry Badger is out. The Ferrari driver is out here in Singapore. That moves everybody up a position. 7 laps to go. Phoenix Gray now starting to take off. Would it be possible for Phoenix Gray to catch up to Demir at this point? 5.6 is the gap. 7 laps to go. You never know in racing. MJ Ryan has lost a lot of time to Cinders. The rain doesn't look like it's going to turn into wet compounds. It's just not coming down enough. Here comes Cinders, and that is Shane Bolin into the pits. Shane Bolin is into the pits. He pitted for the wets not that long ago, and he's back in again. Is he going to switch back to the intermediates now? He is, and that for me... No, he's onto a fresh set of wets. Wow. So that means Cinders is going to be left out in front. MJ Ryan's back into the pit lane as well, and that is it for him. The race is over. He tried it. He went for it. But it just didn't pay off this time. I always like a brave move from a driver, though. He always tells me that they're gutsy, they're ballsy. They'll try anything to get some points in a race. And they'll take chances. And when them chances pay off, that's how you win Grand Prix. Look at Carlos Sainz now. And I tell you what, this could potentially be turning into wet conditions here. Here comes Carlos Sainz on Phoenix Gray. Down the inside goes Carlos Sainz. Phoenix Gray is back behind the Williams driver into turn 1. But the Williams is sliding everywhere. And I tell you what, once again, this looks like it might be wet compounds here. The rain is chucking it down now. You see the line just starting to ease out on track. Who is on the wet compounds? That is Shane Bolin on fresh wets. This could be good for him. Should MJ Ryan have held on for just one more lap, and he would have been on them wet compounds. That's what he was hoping for. And I'm telling you, this is wet conditions. These drivers are going to start to struggle. The one driver that's not going to start to struggle is Shane Bolin. But I literally called it. I said, these drivers are not going to want to pit for wet compounds. They're not. They're going to try and stay out on the intermediates. They're not going to want to lose 20 seconds at the end of the Grand Prix and sacrifice giving up a position. The only driver that could do that, who is in the position to do that, is B. Wright. He's 12 seconds behind Asters. He's going to finish P2 anyway, as it stands. But he's got a 30-second gap to Demir. He can chance this now. If I was B. Wright, I would have gone onto the wets at the end of that lap then. I would have gone onto the wets. I've got a 30-second gap. I can go for it. And if it pays off, it pays off. But I'm not going to lose position. Some of these drivers, Shane Bolin is going to be absolutely flying on the wets. The intermediate tyres, as the rain continues to bounce down here in Marina Bay, Shane Bolin is going to get quicker and quicker. This Mercedes driver, potentially, Baton is also in a position where he could have also just gone into the pit lane and gone on wets. He's got an 18-second gap to Mum and Ryder. Surely he chances it at this point. He's got no penalties. He's in a good position. Oh, I think some of these drivers might have missed a good opportunity to get onto them wets. But who am I to tell some of these drivers what strategy to go on? These drivers are on another level. So, Shane Bolland, we will keep our eyes on him. Only 5 laps to go. Is it a little bit too late? No, it is bouncing down now. You're kidding, Isman. Is that right? Full wets aren't even faster than inters in wet conditions. That's crazy. They've surely got to fix that. In real life, if it gets too wet, the inters are sliding everywhere. They're really hard to control. The wets are faster. It's common sense, isn't it? I hope that's not the case, because I'd want it to be like real life. The Dutch is into the pit lane. Phoenix great, chasing down Carlos Sainz once more. Shane Bolland has caught up to Cinders a little bit, but I don't know if that's just his raw pace. But look at this now. The track is flooded. And B. Wright is not going to chance it. Baton has chanced it. Baton has chanced it. He is going for it onto the wets with 4 laps to go. Where is Mum and Ryder? The Dutch here, the same penalty he got previously. The Mum and Ryder's in as well. Mum and Ryder is into the pit lane, so Baton didn't even need to worry about him going past. Baton's coming out of the pit lane on full wets. The Scuderia driver. Here comes Jonathan, who stayed out on intermediates. Baton is going to lose the position to the Dutchman. Is he going to get it back, though? He's going to be flying on them wets now. Jonathan is just in front. Baton's only 2.5 behind him. Oh, Isman, no way. That's crazy. Mum Ryder, Cinders, both into the pit lane. Phoenix Grey on the back of Carlos Sainz, down in towards turn 13 at the hairpin. Baton is catching up to Jonathan at the moment, but remember, Jonathan is on old tyres. Baton on fresh wets. There's a big gap to the drivers behind. Shane Bolland is through on Cinders as he's coming out of the pit lane. And here comes Taz as well, who stayed out on intermediates. Cinders on fresh wets. These 2 drivers in front have stayed out on inters as well. The puddles on the track now. Winning the race by 54 seconds, Isman, is brilliant as well. Well done. Wow, this has been a long race, I tell you. It's been a good race, but a long one. Because you're talking 2 minutes a lap. You're talking over an hour just for the race. Well over an hour. Oh. 3 laps to go. So Baton only a second behind Jonathan now. He has caught up. So he is going to get the position back regardless, Baton. But I think it might be too late to gain anything else in this race. He's just got to hope for a mistake from the drivers on the intermediates. And that is absolutely possible. You never know what can happen. And look at Baton now. He needs to get past Jonathan pretty sharpish if he wants to get anything possible out of here. Good exit from Baton. Down towards turn 10 at the Singapore Sling. Through turn 11 and 12. And in towards turn 13 at the hairpin. Oh! I thought Jonathan was going to hit the wall there. He's opened the door for Baton, and Baton is through and back up to P6. And now the charge is on. The gap is 35 seconds. I'm not sure Baton will be able to make that up. Jonathan is going to back out and play it safe. He knows he's got a penalty anyway. So a good driving from Jonathan. He knows he's in a good position here. Smalley on the back of Taz. The other Aston Martin on the back of the Mercedes. What about Phoenix Gray and Carlos Sainz? He's so close to the back of him. A little snap, but he's going for it. Phoenix Gray moves over to the right as they go down towards turn 6 and 7 at Memorial Corner. The RB will move out to the right. Will he switch it back? Carlos Sainz with a time penalty is staying in front. That's a yellow flag. Who is that? That is Cinders in the Red Bull. No, he was just coming out of turn 13. I don't know who that was. And we have 1.5 laps to go. Baton is chasing him down. He is catching up, but he's nowhere going to find 30 seconds. But Astor's with a phenomenal performance here. So, Astor's moves on to the final lap of this Grand Prix. What a drive from the Irishman. Look, definitely not on his side today. All skill from the Williams driver. B. Wright slides around the corner. Wow, B. Wright was nearly in big trouble there on the very last lap of this Grand Prix. I think they're on the very last lap. Or are they on lap 30, sorry. There's yellow flags waving. Oh, that is the Dutchie getting overtaken. That was Smalley. He's going to try and go for an overtake on Taz. Goes up the inside. Smalley in the Aston Martin. And he goes deep and switches it back. Oh, what a move from Smalley. That was fantastic. And through goes Taz as well. Sorry, through goes the Dutchie. It was Demir, actually. It was Demir. So, no, sorry. So we are now on the final lap of this Grand Prix. That was a brilliant move there. That was from Smalley. Very well played. He knew what he was going to do. He knew what was going to happen. And he just let him send it. So, Phoenix Gray, he will still get P4 because of the Williams time penalty. So, Astor's coming down towards Memorial Corner on the last lap. B. Wright in P2. He's lost a little bit of time to the mate with a few mistakes. But all round, it's been a brilliant performance. Can Phoenix Gray get this overtake? I mean, he doesn't need to go for it, really. It's chancing it. He might end up, you know, involved in something he don't want to be involved in. But as a racer that Phoenix Gray is, oh, he does back out. I thought he was going to go for it. You know it. Once you're a racer, you are a racer, and he's going to go for it. But I think his smart head of Phoenix Gray then just switched on as he went for the overtake. It was his racing heart that wanted to go for that then. And then it was his racing brain that said, wait a minute, what are you doing? He's got a time penalty. Don't put yourself in that position. It is very smart, but it's very hard to hold back in that position. And I can see the sort of dilemma that Phoenix Gray was in there. Astor's through turn at 16 and 17 we go. What a performance. What a night. The Irish have landed. Astor's will come through to win the Singapore Grand Prix. The Marina Bay circuit blossomed in the lights of that Williams. B. Wright will come through in the RB to take P2 as well. And Demir, it looks set on. He's going down in towards turn 13. But it looks set to be a podium for the Bosnian. Finally back where he belongs. But what a drive from Astor's. B. Wright comes through, takes P2. Demir, just a sector to go, and back on the top steps once more. What about Phoenix Gray? Is he going to go for it? He's got his little snap. He's holding on for dear life. And they are still on them intermediates. Baton did take 10 seconds out of Phoenix Gray in them final 2 laps as well. So Demir is going to come through round turn 18 and 19 as the Bosnian is back with a bang on the podium for Demir. Carlos Sainz will take P4 and Phoenix Gray will take it right back off him. Goes up to P4. Baton, brilliant performance, brilliant strategy from P20 all the way back up to P6 as well. What a drive from the Scarlet Ferrari. Jonathan also in P7. Not the best of starts after sort of having to get back into the race and take control of the car. Cinders, you are absolutely right, mate. In P10, that's a brilliant drive from you, especially with the damage that you had as well. But, wow, what a race. Let me save that. Right, let me go to storage in a minute, because I can't save it. Let me just go through this. There you have it. On the top step is Asters. In P2 is B Right. And P3 is Demir. It all fell in place for the drivers today. And they can celebrate tonight. What a Grand Prix we had in Singapore. It did not disappoint. Let's have a look at your final standings. So it is Asters that takes the race victory here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. It is B Right that takes P2 and the fastest lap. Demir back on the podium in the Sauber in P3. Phoenix Gray takes P4 and Carlos Sainz in P5. Baton takes P6 and Jonathan takes P7. Mullen Ryder in P8 and Shane Boland in P9. Cinders takes P10. What a race from him. Smalley in P11, Taz in P12, the Dutchie in P13, MJ Ryan P14, Angry Badger, Frosty Jack, Deco, Fear Jack and Planderville all complete the grid. My driver of the day today, I'm going to give it to Demir. A great drive, great performance, back on the podium. I'm going to go Demir. I think it's well deserved. I've never given Demir driver of the day. And I think having a performance like that after such bad luck for so many races, like he went through a stage of just literally having so much bad luck, crashing every Grand Prix, getting involved in incidents, not getting past the first lap, you know, just so much bad luck. And this season, he's just getting stronger and stronger and finally gets on the podium. So that's why I've given him driver of the day. As you know, I'm very, very fair with my driver of the day. I always give it to the person that I think deserves it. So there you have it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been an awesome race to commentate on. Thank you so much to MSC for having me, as they always do. I love the community, love the drivers. The drivers are fantastic. It's brilliant. So much support as well from everybody in the chat. So thank you so much. It's an honour to commentate on such amazing drivers. Really appreciate it, and I will see you next Tuesday, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic week as well.
saving.